From the capital of Tennessee and of country music for any of you fans out there, welcome to Nashville. We're at Nissan Stadium. Enough build-up, the ball is teed up, and we are ready to go. And away we go from Nashville. He stopped on the return at the 27. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Pollard. And he gains ground to the 33 before being stopped. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
From the 33 on 2nd down. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Now they'll throw out of the gun. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Well, they will certainly take that kind of passing from the rookie out of Miami as he gets them the first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They go play action on 1st. Flushed out of the pocket. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something.
Well, I think you know the only thing redeeming about that play, Kate.
They got the ball back.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, they got the ball back, but a whole lot longer down in distance.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Another try following the sack. Okonkwo brings it in. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
3rd and long for him here. Pass caught by Ridley. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
It's no good, and had the leg, but his aim wide right. And we continue to await our opening score of this ball game.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Back-to-back carries here. He's foray up the middle, nets about 3. Stopped by Cedric Gray.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Back to the well again. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Pickup of 2 here. And that's good for Raiders first.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. They give it to him again. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. A gain of a lone yard, but Brock, that's all they needed. First down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you want to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
First down, Smith to throw. That one's on the mark. Jacoby Myers. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Vegas first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. And he hits the deck after setting him up with 1st and goal. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that gives them 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide to practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
They'll try and punch it in. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Another chance for him. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Raiders have a great first drive and get the game's first points. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. He fields it from the 8. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. So Tennessee headed out for its 2nd drive of the game. They could only set up a lengthy field goal attempt their last possession, Brock, so some room to improve in how far they can advance the football here. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Play action on 1st down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Back now, pressure on its way. Into the hands of Okonkwo. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Pass play coming here. Into the hands of Tyler Lockett. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
They give to Pollard on the option. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Give him 8 yards on the play. And the Titans will have a first down.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
New set of downs for him at the 38. They'll run here with Tajay Spears. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Jeremy Chin there on the stop. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
From the 34, that throw finds Okonkwo. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. More from Nissan Stadium coming up after the break. We're ready to go with the second quarter, and it's Titans football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. From the gun, they go with Pollard. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Again, a run with Pollard. And he'll go down here at the 16. That's a short gain of 1. And that'll be a Tennessee first down.
There wasn't a lot there for him, but he did what he needed to do. Go get that first down. Picked up the short gain, didn't risk a big loss. Looking for a bigger lane elsewhere.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Right back to Pollard. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Changing things up. They're going to throw now. And that's a Tennessee touchdown. So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. It kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
Extra point is up and good from Slot. And the Titans tie this game 7-7. All set for the kickoff. Slot with the honors. This return starts at the 5. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Second drive coming up for the Las Vegas offense. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
He gets this one to Myers. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job. A play fake. Now Smith to throw.
Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he'll go out of bounds close to that 35-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 27 on the play. And now they have a 1st and goal.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's got them down to the doorstep inside the 5. He picks up 6. They're going to have 2nd and goal at the 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal. Another carry for him. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. Only manages 1 yard on that run, so now they'll need 3 on 3rd and goal.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
Forced out to his, and he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders take a 2nd quarter lead. Geno Smith with a touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Return starts at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. We'll get another look at this Tennessee offense. It's a touchdown ball game right now, Brock. 14-7 as they start this possession. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Cut by Lockett. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. They gain 14 on the play. And the Titans will have a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10. It's Pollard. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Throwing off the play fake here. Cut out left.
Sure showed off some mobility on that play. Got outside the pocket and easily found an open man.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Back to throw now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
This is one of those cases, Kate, where basketball and football blend together. You know, great zone defenses in basketball. You think about them through the years. They trust one another. They know where they are as defenders on that court. Same thing in coverage. When you trust one another, when you communicate, good things happen just like that. You suffocate a pocket because there's nowhere for the quarterback to go.
Fair catch made, a little beyond the 20-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be Raider football. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. Give him 3 on that gain. And that's good for a Raiders first. Smith to the air now. Dumps it off to his running back. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop-back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Smith. He's on the move. He's running with it. And he gets him around 6 there. Roger McCreary brings him down that time.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Caught. Trey Tucker makes the play. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
1st and 10 now. Here's Smith. Hits his running back.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 16. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour. And there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Complete beyond the marker. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. And again, it's Smith. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders will add to their lead at the end of the half. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders double their lead to 14. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. The Titans offense headed out just before halftime. And with field position and the clock against them, probably not going to see anything of substance here before halftime. Beginning a new drive here, but just 16 seconds to go before halftime. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4. So we're through 2 quarters now, still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. All set for the kickoff, Sly with the honors. Starting from the 5. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Vegas offense ready to start this third quarter. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
They'll run here on first down. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Xavier Woods up to make the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Got a man, Bowers has it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st and 10 from the 41. Putting a receiver in motion. Smith on 1st down. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy in midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior, 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Back-to-back carries here. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Sent down by Cody Barton. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. A quick throw completed out to the left. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Brought down by Dre Jones. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Shotgun snap to Smith. He has room past the 25. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's good for a Raiders first.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
First down from the red zone. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Right up the gut. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got a tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
3rd and 4 coming up now. They've got a man in motion. They go play action. Here's Smith. And through the back of the end zone and out of bounds.
Just something off in the rhythm of the passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
So now on 4th down, the Raiders elected to send Daniel Carlson out for the field goal. This only a chip shot from the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that makes this a 3-score game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. So the Tennessee offense headed out for another series. They're running out of time to get this game into a more manageable spot, Brock. We've got a 3-score deficit, and we're in quarter number 3. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Pollard. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Stopped by the unmistakable Max Crosby. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10 now. Okonkwo, the ball's out, he lost it. And the Raiders get to it. While the new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. The Titans ready to take over on offense. Take that fumble away. The officials overturn the call and say he was down. Shotgun now on 3rd down. Pass taken in by Pollard. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 31-yard play. And that'll be a Tennessee 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They're throwing it. Pass brought in by Treylon Burks. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Dropping back to throw. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
I think we're seeing why this defense likes him in coverage. He reacts so well to throws and is even more adept in breaking up those passes.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. They give to Pollard from the gun. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. He landed Roberts coming over for the hit. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
Boy, take a look at that. Look at him locking down his area of the end zone. They could bring it in close enough to take shots, but there are no easy touchdowns.
Now the field goal unit runs on for its second try tonight. It's a 38-yarder from the left hash. Up and good from Joseph. And the gap closes to 14 points.
Here in the 3rd quarter, he gets a chance to make up for the miss on his first attempt of the game. This time, well, he is totally dialed in, and he gets this one to count.
All set for the kickoff. Sly with the honors. His return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Out comes Las Vegas on offense. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Smith. Complete, it's Myers. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 36. Complete out to the right side. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40. It's a gain of 4. And that's a Vegas first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
So nothing but a pair of field goals added to the board as we arrive at the end of our 3rd quarter. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. On 1st down, they'll run. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. They give it to him again. And he's brought down after a short gain. It's only a gain of 1. Back-to-back misfires on the ground, and they're facing 3rd and long. Smith setting the throw. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st down, Smith to throw. No luck on the connection. It's incomplete.
can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And tough sledding for him. Only room to get it to the 30. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Back now, pressure on its way. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
So now on 4th down, the Raiders elected to send Daniel Carlson out for the field goal. He was good on his first attempt, and his second from a little over 45 here.
I think you can call this one now, Kate. His field goal makes it a 3-score game, and even the most improbable comeback attempts are going to have a hard time erasing that type of deficit here in the final quarter.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Return coming from the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Out come the Titans for another offensive possession. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Motioning the tight end now. To throw here on 1st down. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. They'll get 18 yards there. And the Titans will have a 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. To the air now on 1st and 10. Took off with it again.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm. Especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll throw it. Quick slant, caught by Lockett. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Throwing now on 1st down. Out left, and Lockett makes the grab. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. Cut near the goal line. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
You know, with some of these tight ends today, you could put 2 guys, heck, put 3 guys on them, and they still find a way to make those catches. With how they move at their size, they really are the ultimate matchup advantage.
Pollard on 1st and goal. Goes up and over for the touchdown. The Titans get it back to within 2 possessions. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one splits the uprights. And the Titans cut the lead down to 10. They recognize the situation they're in now. After that score, they're going to try to get it right back. And the Raiders are able to secure the kick. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks them, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
They send a man in motion. 1st and 10 now. Here's Smith. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Raiders first.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
Out of the gun, here's Smith. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's a Vegas first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Working inside the red zone. He gets this to Michael Mayer. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
1st and goal now as they try to pad this lead. They'll try and punch it in. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
They'll hand it to him again. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Raiders can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders take a 3-possession lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Starting from the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. So now here comes the Titans on offense. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. And he won't connect on that one. Incomplete. Looking for Tyler Lockett on that play. So that brings up 2nd down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Looking to the air here. Has his man. It's Ridley. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Now we get a timeout taken by the Titans. That's their first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. Back to throw. Get some space around midfield. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll be a Tennessee first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. He's going to throw this one. Has the connection to Ridley. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Clock working against him here as they hurry to that line. From the 42. Caught by Pollard. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. Tennessee calling its second timeout now. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first. All right, set now, 1st and 10. He's dropping back to throw. Completed over the middle. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. Trying to set this up quick. From the 18 on 2nd down. Pass caught by Ridley. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Hurry up offense now as time runs down. Throwing it again here. And oh, he got it! Interception! So the turnover, Brock, is in turn turned over after pass interference on that play. Defense, no doubt, still recovering from that interference call, Brock, but they've got to buckle down here. It's 1st and goal. Goal to go. It's a pass play. Chased out to his right. And they take this in for the score. The Titans get it back to within 2 possessions. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when the play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Time making this all but impossible, but they're going to try for the onside kick here anyway. And the Raiders able to cover up the onside try. That seals up this game. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. The Raiders nearing a win as he drops to a knee. Now 4 seconds left. We've got a timeout. Not that the final play is going to change the outcome, but we will get one more snap. The Vegas offense getting set for another drive now. And even after giving up the late touchdown, Brock, still a two-score game, so you should expect them to be in that victory formation in just a few moments.
You should, but, I just picture Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, the greats in this game, right, over the last few decades. They grinded down every second, never took anything for granted. You got to finish it all the way down to double zeros.
So it's a road win for the Raiders in this one. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Raiders winners as we say goodbye from Nashville.